Hey guys, Mr. Niwala here, and today we're going to be talking about note values and how long they you know they stand for and um, measures. So um, when there's a certain time signature, the first thing you're going to want to know is what the beat is and how long a note is held out for. This is a whole note right here, and it gets held out for 4 beats per measure. So if it's 4/4 time, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets held out for the entire measure. You can see there's no other note in the note here. Let's pretend this is a measure right here. If there's a whole note here, there's no other note here. This note right here replaces any other note. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note is half the time of the whole note, but it's distributed. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. It's still 4 beats per measure, but it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Quarter note is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just distributed, or it's 1, 1, 1, 1. It's again, it's just distributed. So the half note is half the time of the whole note. Quarter note is half the time of the half note. Eighth note is half the time of a quarter note, and 16th note is half the time of an eighth note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. And then 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. And then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And so as basically as it keeps going down, the amount of time that you have to hold on to each note decreases. Think of it like this. So if there's a bar added, you will have to consider holding onto that note less. So if there's so I you heard how fast I went with the 16th notes. For the 30-second notes, you have to go. You have you would probably have, depending on what the speed is and what the time signature is. You'll play that note twice as fast as you would the 16th note. Um, but so this will, I hope this helps understand like how long note values are held for. Um, like you'll finding whole notes is rare because a lot of times composers don't want to have one single note holding out the entire measure. But this is what the whole note stands for. It's just one note. It just stays there for the entire measure, and it's held for the entire measure. Half note, it's it's half the value um, of the whole note, and you may not, and they're not going to be on the same note. They may not be on the same notes like C and a G or D and an F or whatever the notes are. But they equal half the note value of the whole note. So 1, 2, 1, 2, whereas this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, this is just stuff I want to get out of the way real quick before we head back to the piano because this is music theory and it takes a long time to discuss all this. Um, the next video will be on the piano. So I hope that this helps because the next video I'll be going over the sheet music again and how using this knowledge we can reflect into playing a piece of music. So again, I just want to go over this real quick. So the whole note values for the whole measure, holds out for the whole measure. Half note, half the measure. As you can see, there's so 1, 2, 1, 2, just half of the whole note. Quarter note, 1, 1, 1, 1. This is half of the half note. Eighth note is half of the quarter note. 16th note is half of 1/8 note. You can see there's 2/8 notes. That equals 2 16th notes equal 1/8 note. and 2/8 notes equal 1/4 note. 2 quarter notes equal 1/2 note, and 2 half notes equal a whole note. So yeah, and going downwards, a whole note is equal to 2 half notes. 2 half notes are equal to 4 quarter notes, and 8/8 notes are equal to 4 quarter notes. Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 8, 12. 16/16 notes are equal to 8/8 notes. So if you just keep dividing by 2, it keeps going down. And there are other notes downwards like 32nd, 64th, and 108th, or something like crazy like that. And as you can imagine, they're played very rather quickly. But so yeah, just keep this in mind. This doesn't necessarily mean that notes are played fast, but they are held for a less amount of time. If a piece is, says, it's the piece should be played like slowly, then you're not going to play the notes fast. But you are gonna count like how many beats each note is held out for. So yeah, I mean, so like if there's a quarter note, you're just going to if it's 4/4 time, then you will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and if it's 4/4 time and it's eighth notes, then 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's eight eighth. Oh no, let's see. Yeah, there's 8/8 notes and 4 quarter notes, but it's still 4/4 times. So it's like, see, this is kind of like a grouping right here. These 2/8 notes, each each 2/8 notes is a grouping that's equal to 1 quarter note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4/16 notes is equal to 2/8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, in the sheet music, you might see this right here. 16th notes with 2 bar lines. You see how they're like all connected, and same here with the 8th note. This is where it's tied off like this. This is equal to 2 quarter notes, or this, for example, right here is equal to 2 quarter notes. This right here is equal to 2 quarter notes as well. But what I'm saying is, this when you see something like this or this right here, this stand for this each of these groupings count for a beat. So even when you're looking at something like this, you have to be counting like, okay, 1, 2, or even as you're playing through the 4/16 notes. Once you're done playing these 4, that's the end of the beat. And once you're done playing 1, 2, 3, that's the end of the second beat. Once you're done playing the second eighth note, that's the end of the first beat. Once you're done playing these 2, that's the end of the second beat, because you can see that 1, 2, 1, 2, end of this one, 1, 2, end of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, end of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, end of this one. I know it's complicating, and don't think that you'll have to like count how many notes there are to finish the end of the beat. You just have to count, okay, the time signature, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The beat's gonna stay consistent throughout the time. So as long as you're considering like how long a note should be played for, you should be fine. But it depends mainly on that, because once you understand that, and if you're counting, then you should be good. Because if you're counting the beat, and if you know how long the notes are played for, then you're understanding how music works. Um, so yeah, take a picture of this, go over it. Like I said, the next video will be on the piano. because we're going with sheet music. But I just wanted to show this to you all so you have a better understanding of what it is. Um, it's just division note value and how long each note is held out for. From the whole note on down, it's held for less time by 2. So whole note 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note is held for less than that by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Half note is quarter note is held less than that. 1, 2, 1. Eighth note is held less than that. 1. It's held less than a fourth note by by 2. The quarter note divided by 2 is an eighth note, and a 16th note is held for even less than that by 2. But this entire thing is equal to 4 beats per measure. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in regard to the notes themselves, each note going down has a note value that is held for less time by 2. So I hope this video helps. As I have said in the past 2 other videos, music theory is a difficult part to understand. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Maybe comment them in the chat box. I'll be sure to respond to them as fast as I can. Be happy to help you with them. Again, if you have any music that you would like me to help you on, like go over with you in a YouTube video, I'd be happy to do that with you. I'm fine with explaining what should be done. As always, this was Mr. Newall, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one.